Hey, Short Sharp Shock on the Lean Start Up by Eric Ries. It's quite a thick book, this one. I did it on Audible and I've been flicking through this. So I've just had another skim through this as I do with these book reviews. Yeah, pretty good book. It struck a chord with me. Lean, agile, these are kind of topics which I'm quite used to. I work in software development and it's very much the way things have gone. In the old days, I use the example of software. In the old days, what you go and do is you go and talk to someone, a client. They give you all their requirements. You'd listen to them. You'd write them all down. You'd design it. Then you'd work on the detailed design. Once you had that, you run it past them. You sign it off, and then you go and then get your build team to go and do it. And then when you build that, spend a big long phase on building it, and then you hand it over. That's no longer the way that the software world works, and this book kind of relates to that. So it's the idea is that at the start, people, software wise, people don't actually really know what they want. They think they're telling you what they want, but they don't. So what you do is you do a small little bit of development first, implement this kind of core functionality, and then you revisit the situation again. And then you build a little bit more and then you revisit. So anyway, going back to this book, it's the similar sort of principle in business. It's kind of validated learning. So you have a theory about what you think the market might want, or an idea that maybe the market might want, and then you test that theory. So one of the ones which is used is the where's the Zappos book? The guy that set up Zappos I've got another book here. The online shoe guys. So he started with a theory whereby he thought that people might be willing to pay for shoes online to be delivered. So then he went and tested that theory, and that's the kind of key thing around the lean methodology is that you get like an MVP out, and then you test this theory. So a minimal viable product, you get the most minimal thing you can out to market, whatever that is, and then you get feedback on it. And it may be that people don't want to buy shoes, or and then that would have been failed. And then what you do is pivot, and then you come up with another theory. So the idea is that you do the least you can to prove your theory right or wrong, as far as your business idea goes. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that very well, but in essence, it's a framework of tools which allows you to kind of continually validate your ideas. So you're literally measuring the success of your ideas and then making improvements based on that. So yeah, it really struck home. I quite liked it. It's not that surprising, as I say, considering that I come from that kind of background as well of software, and it's a similar process. So it makes a lot of sense for me. But yeah, I definitely would have a look at it. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. So I hope that was in some way helpful. I hope maybe you learnt about agile. I don't know. But yes, getting a minimal viable product out there and kind of testing your theories to see if they're accurate, because what you think you might want is completely different to what the market actually wants. Yeah, you might have an idea and you think, this is the greatest thing in the world. Everyone's going to want this, but quite frankly, only you might want that. The rest of the world might not want and might think it's a crap idea. So yeah, don't rely on your own ideas. Go and test. Fairly simple stuff, right? Live the dream, have fun. Leave me some comments. I'd love you.